the missing piece for United over the last let's go back 5 years has been a midfielder. So United decided this summer that they are going to spend money on a midfielder. Can you picture that? It's not like Casemiro at 34 is the reason that's happening, but they are in the market. And obviously international breaks fuel the fire of all of the agents trying to get their guys extra contracts, extra moves, whatever it is. So we said a while ago we were going to talk about this for our topic when it came to international breaks. So here we are. The Manchester United are looking for a midfielder. And I think that realistically, they're going to be searching for two. I feel like if they don't, that'd be a mistake. So of the names, we can kind of, I'm thinking we just debate which ones make the most sense, which ones fit the best, and then who we would pick if we were the board at Manchester United. So I think the names that have been listed are, I'll start with like the most unrealistic, which is Anderson, because he sounds like he's city bound. Then you've got the Newcastle players, which is Tonali and Bruno G. You've got Adam Wharton's been in the mix for a while. Baleba's been in the mix for a while. And I think that's it. I think those are the five that have been kind of... Oh, and João Gomes.
Catherine Taramlin came out today, I think.
Oh, Plur.
From Juventus?
Juventus, yeah.
Yeah, he's
he was linked. Before that move to Juve, he was linked with United, and I thought
he was at Nice, another Ineos club.
I think I'd be interested to see what happens with Villa too, because I think if Villa don't get Europe, a guy like Onana might become available with finances. And I think that he was linked with United before that move happened, so there's a chance. But I think let's stick with the 6 players that we just mentioned, not including Onana. I feel like United are getting one of the 2 Newcastle guys. It feels like that's set in stone. That's the bidding war. It doesn't really feel like City are interested in Tonali, but they don't seem to be
that's the thing
with him.
If we have any interest in Guimaraes, again, that's where this could come interesting for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
Not necessarily like a bidding war, but the reports are that Newcastle's not letting both of them go in this window. So then that makes things, to me, that gives Newcastle a lot of power to ask for more money for either one of them. So someone is going to get policed if we either smokescreen go for Bruno G and just try to raise the price for Tonali for you guys, or we actually go get him and just prevent Tonali from going.
I don't think you guys end up with both Anderson and one of them.
No, I don't think we will. But
we have
wrong
to spend
about
money on
what
that
we
position,
do in transfer windows before,
because they're not qualifying for the Champions League. I think Tonali's harder to keep in that sense. I mean, we remember when he went there at first; it was a pretty shocking move at the time for Newcastle to be getting him. Everyone pretty much thought he'd be at AC Milan for a very long time. So I don't think they're making Champions League. Bruno G's also their captain. So I think that makes it harder in certain aspects for him to kind of sneak out of there, if you will. So, I think Tonali goes. I think, honestly, just a gut feeling, I think you get Tonali and Baleba. I think that physicality that both of those guys have really complement Kobbie Mainoo. That's a player you want to build around long-term, right, from the academy. Keep that Man United DNA. But I think that's, in terms of the player you're looking for, you want it to be complementary. I think Tonali can do a lot in the midfield. Obviously, I keep seeing people almost talking about him as if he's a scrub. I do not get that.
I don't get it either.
Really at all. We've seen him play as an 8 at Newcastle. We've seen him play as a 6. He's excelled in both roles. And then Baleba just adds so much pace and power through the middle, which you guys have severely lacked. And I think that will do wonders for a lot of players. So
those 2 would be a hefty price.
How much is Baleba realistically anymore?
Realistically is a
60,
different question
70,
than what
80,
Brighton are asking for.
The fact that they were quoting him at 100 and then he's played as bad as he's played, I just don't know what his price tag is anymore.
I don't know either, but just judging from the way they operate,
way Brighton do business,
that's the thing. I'm not saying that he's worth that. The 2 of them together, for their worth, you could probably get away with it. It might be a little hefty, but it's fine. If you do get Tonali, though, then the second guy, I just feel like a Thuram would make more sense. Getting two
Keeper.
guys in the Premier League is going to be so
Difficult.
expensive. So you get the starter,
Yeah.
the one who has the Premier League experience, a guy like Tonali, and then you get the exciting foreign league player in Thuram, and I hope he adjusts. He should adjust, though. I think he has everything it takes
Fits. Yeah.
to fit into the Premier League. And then you're not spending through the roof for them, because just Brighton in general, they're going to ask for a lot for Baleba, regardless of what you get for Tonali. And if you pay a lot for Tonali, that price for Baleba is going to go up. They're not going to give you a discount. So there's a lot of nuances, I think, that come with going for a Premier League player, if not multiple Premier League players, that we'd have to consider. So that's why I definitely think looking outside for one of those two options, if it has to be two, is probably the way they go.
Get an understudy and then get a guy ready to roll every week.
Yeah, I'm not far off from that idea. I think that makes the most sense. I'd love for us to just shop in the Prem. Like, for United to get proven commodities that work in the league, that's just worked. So why would you, outside of the money aspect, which it ain't my money, so I don't really care. I feel like Tonali has gone from being like, I feel like he was properly rated for a long time to being somewhat underrated. Like he's been available. The only thing that's really scary for me is he's a gambling addict, right? Like, not allegedly, he was, and he got banned. So that's just fact, which scares me to a certain extent because I don't really know. He's kind of a wild card there, but he's a good player. I think you said he fits with Kobe, and he feels like the one. If it was to get done before the World Cup, it would be him. Just because Newcastle are probably going to need money, and I feel like they want that situation to be done with just as much as, United or whoever's in the ballpark for them. Because the quicker that gets done for them, the quicker they can move on to different assets. And that's what ran them into issues last summer, was they didn't have that. The Isak stuff really fucked them. So I think they want to be on business too.
Yeah. I'm a little skeptical of teams signing players before the World Cup, especially now that Italy are going to the World Cup.
It's not confirmed yet.
Is it not? Oh, they gotten through into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they still need to win, so it's not
fair. If they're not going, then yes, they can go get him. But if he's competing in the competition, I feel like it's very low chance of signing before. I feel like a lot of the signings will come after. I mean, yeah, that, and then just names pop up out of nowhere from the World Cup too that change your plans. Yeah. I don't know. It's something to think about.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. I'd love for United to make a move for Wharton. That's the only guy that I'm not in love with Baleba, if I'm being completely honest with you, just because I haven't seen him do anything of note recently, and that kind of scares me.
I'd just like to fit more.
No, the fit makes sense.
I just like to fit more. Because Wharton, he progresses the ball a lot better further up the pitch, so I think maybe there's a bit of an issue there. Not an issue per se, but maybe a slight sense of redundancy, and then the fitness worries me with him. So if he's your guy, when we're saying you want one understudy and one sort of guy ready to play every week, I don't know if he can necessarily be the guy to go every week. Super talented player though, but fit, I'm a little iffy for you guys.
I think United eventually will have to possess more of the ball and be able to break low blocks. I expect Wharton to be able to do that a little better than Baleba. So that's like my only thing with him, is I feel like he can be, along with Bruno, someone that can unlock a little more. The only bargain player that I had that I didn't mention in the beginning is Tyler Adams. Really like the idea of signing Tyler Adams for 30-40 million. I don't know what his price tag is. Also always hurt, but in terms of a guy that can just eat minutes, Tyler Adams has proven at Bournemouth that he can play kind of any structure, any system, and be productive as just kind of a combative, destructive 8. Also, he's American, and I'd have to get a jersey.
That's kind of what I was thinking when you were saying that, like, you prefer to stay in the Premier League. Like, you can totally do that still. It's just not the names that we listed off in the beginning. Like, you're going to have to drop the quality a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to go 2 players in the Prem. And Tyler Adams is, I think, a perfect example of someone like that. I'm sure there are others. I'm blanking.
They were linked to Andre. I don't know how serious they were, but the name was floated around. So that sort of profile.
Yeah, I feel like United are going to need multiple windows to figure out the midfield issue because they are not only lacking in terms of just quantity, but they're also lacking in quality. So to match both of those things, you need multiple windows. So if you can get one player of quality and one player of quantity, and then start to build as you can progress through windows, that's probably the best use case. Because United also need what they think is a left winger and a left back and probably a right back. So and a center back potentially. Like they've floated around essentially somewhere within the ballpark of 200 to another 300 million in this window.
That's where I'm wondering if
help.
they're gonna go get like one of each of those this, or like try to do that this window, or if they're gonna kind of stock up in one area of the field like they did this summer, and then
Yeah,
go from
maybe.
there.
Well, they have to spend money in the midfield just because Cass is
No,
leaving.
I definitely think one
To
midfielder
your
will
point,
be
like
bought,
they might need to just lump sum it right in the midfield and then worry about the rest of the stuff later. That is true. Like, do you just instead of like, do you think you can get away with another season of Luke Shaw, Dorgu, Cunha as that left side, and then chuck in and hope that like a Shea Lacey or someone from your academy can give you minutes off the left, and then you just lump sum 3 players right in the midfield. So instead of just going and getting 2 guys, you try to get 3, and then you're getting
play in Europe.
Turam.
I think that needs to be considered. You play in Europe.
Yeah, right.
Still.
Right,
You're
and
be playing in Europe.
like this sucks because Mason Mount is just like a ghost of a player because you'd like him to be your back to Bruno, but like you can make an assumption that they need another 10 potentially too if like that's the way they're playing it.
Yeah, can't rely on him to stay fit. Shame. You've been made of glass ever since he got there.
Yeah. No, and that's the worst part. It's like I want to just be like, oh, he's shit. Which he probably, if you put money towards it, he's the worst United signing ever. I think everyone was kind of confused when he signed. Like he's been less productive than Jadon Sancho. That's saying a lot. And it's not because he hasn't been decent when he's played. It's just because he's never played. He's just this always
Number
what
7.
if player. And they gave him for that. That was just the most commercial United move of all time. And that's where the midfielder sits. So to finish off this segment, name your 2 guys that you think United should sign. And then we'll flip over to our FA Cup.
United should sign. I think we're all in agreement on Tonali. But Tonali, and then I'm sticking with Efren Turam as my second option.
Grant, who would you
spend the money? Go get Baleba. Go get him. Go get him. Go get Tonali. They splurged on the attack last year. Splurged on the midfield this year.
Yeah, I'd love for it to be Bruno G. It's just not realistic. If I had to pick between them, we didn't really talk about that, but I'd love for it to be Bruno G. But Tonali and I'm going to go with Baleba because that seems to be the one that's been linked forever. And they seem to have done their due diligence, and they feel that he is the best fit for this current team. I think that should be looked into a little more. But
I liked the Joao Gomez shot. I did like that, and he wouldn't be too expensive either. Going down, spend a lot on a guy like Tonali, and then 20, 30 million on a player like him.
Yeah, to that lump sum idea, like if you put all 3, I feel like that's the player that you add into that third mix. He's probably 40, 50 million.
No, they're going down.
So you think he's less?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah. Then hell yeah, that should be all.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't understand transfer markets anymore.